Like any parent, you want to understand exactly what they're going through and walk them through every nuance they face. And the reality is that we can't always be all of that for our children. That's when we reach out and link arms and push. Our journey with foster care has been a little bit unique in that we started off as relative caregivers and became foster parents through that process. But we felt like we had room in our hearts and our home for another child who needed a safe home. And so I think like a couple weeks later, we got this phone call that was like, hey, there's a baby that was just born yesterday. And we just leapt. It was like, yes. Like we had to say yes to this.
When we got that phone call, it was an immediate yes. And then immediately after that phone call, it was the other questions of just, can we do this?
We don't have all this stuff for newborns. Like we hadn't full-time raised a newborn, but I remember like meeting your mom at Target on my way to the hospital to like pick up a couple things for this baby.
We decided that no matter what, that he would be loved and cared for. Of course, we fell more and more in love with him, and it happened where we were able to adopt our little one.
One of the hard parts with foster care is that we're all human. We're working with a system full of humans that is an imperfect system. And then you've got these imperfect people who understand that the goal of foster care is to reunify children with their parents. And there's also this flip side of, gosh, these kids deserve to be loved as your own. And that rips your heart out no matter what. It's a roller coaster, for sure. Sometimes we can get questions about how our family was formed, how our children came into our family. People are curious. I think it's everyone's nature to be a little curious. Sometimes if it feels appropriate, we might share a little bit of that story. And sometimes it's just not appropriate because it's not all our story, it's their story too. And we want to be open and honest. And when little kids come up at the park and ask, is that your mom and dad? And why don't you look like them? Why do you guys look different? We just take that as an opportunity to educate grown-ups and kids and just say, yeah, we are. Did you know that not every family looks exactly the same? And like families come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, and every family has their own unique story.
I would say it's definitely been one of the most challenging, personally, growth experiences I've had to face in my life, just humbling myself and recognizing that I may not know all the answers. And while we do have friends that have been able to support us, not everyone does.
I mean, With Love has been such a great resource for our family, specifically with some educational pieces, offering textured hair care classes. And the thing I really appreciate about With Love is that they don't pretend to be the experts. Instead, link arms with experts in the community. I mean, you don't get just like anyone who says, oh, I know textured hair. You go and get the curl queen to come teach us about properly caring for, our kids' hair. Or with sensory needs, one of our little guys loves sensory things. Mm-hmm. And so to seek out things ourselves, but then also take advantage of opportunities that With Love offers, just to link arms again with experts in the community. We're so grateful. That's one of my favorite things about being able to work with Love.
Yeah, but going to it with a safe, open, like we don't have to feel awkward or embarrassed or ashamed. Like, hey guys, if you need help, come hang out with us. We're putting this on. Have fun, learn about this. That was great.
We're not anything, like no one is anything special. You don't have to be a superhero to be a foster parent, because no one is. Yeah, it will rip your heart out, but that's exactly the type of people that you want loving and caring and supporting and advocating for our kids.